Everything should be working now. Okay, guys, so let me give it some time. Okay, so it's live right now. I'm connected, great. So guys, what I did was I went ahead and I disabled some of my plugins, OBS background. That one I disabled, and I also disabled Source Recorder, which is a very good plugin, but I'm not using it right now. Okay, guys. All right. So now we should be good. If it crashes, I'm leaving it just like that. First, I didn't even test it out. Let me see if it recorded. And this is probably gonna make it crash. Oh lordy. Fun times. Let me press F5 to look at the latest video, the one right under it. Yeah, this is gonna be. Oh, I'm sure it's working. If not, then I'll just redo a video. I'm confident it's working. Okay, everything's recording. My mass camera is working, so let's keep it moving. So now we are currently right here. So confirm your Vite entry file. So your root index.html should still include this script. Let's go ahead and copy it. We're gonna go to our VS Code, make sure that this is located here, and it's type module, link to your JavaScript file if needed. Great. It goes in the body right at the top of the closing body tag or element tag, right? Okay, great. So now, then we're going to create the main.js, which is already created. And inside the main.js, we're going to use ECMAScript syntax, right? Which uses import. Let's go to our main.css. We can do that quickly by pressing Control P and typing main. And it's the first one. Why do we have two? Do we have two? Recently opened. It's in sort. Let me see. Oh, we only have one. Why would it? Let me see. Enter. Yeah, that file doesn't exist. So it's in my source folder and it's in JS. And I'm gonna go ahead and open it. And then I'm gonna paste the import, right? Which is like use. It's pretty much saying, hey, I'm importing you over here so then I could pass you around. Yeah, so you'll see what I mean. So it's importing the style.css, great. So create the first Sass file, right? That's what we're gonna do. So we will now build only these areas: the announcement bar, the header navigation, the hero section. Great. So we're gonna make sure these files exist. Now I could run a specific command that would check for these files, but right now I'm not. That would be quite practical, to tell you the truth. Let's see. Control copy. I'm gonna go ahead and ask Gemini to do it for me. Create a console.log command to check if these files exist, right? Listen. Yeah, he's not okay. You can run this directly in your terminal using Node by saving it as a temporary file. Yeah, and running node check. No, I'm not trying to do all that right now. This is different, so it looks obviously a little more advanced, but I'm not doing. I want to do the in the dev tools. That's what I'm working with right now. In the dev tools. When we master the dev tools, then we start using these scripts. All right. Right now, we're not at that level. Oh Lord, here we go. Another script. This requires your local development server to be actively running. No. Again, Um, let me press F12. Let's see. Let me press F12. Or let me open a new Control N, a new tab, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run my site and see if I have a copy of this somewhere. I'm gonna go to my main because I keep running into this. I'm a control backtick. I'm gonna run dev. Why did it? Okay. npm run dev. We're gonna go ahead and right click. I mean left click it. It's open. We're gonna F12 to open DevTools. And now I'm gonna see if I can, if it's in memory. I doubt it though. Oh, it's in memory. Great. I mean like this. Let's see if there's another one that's clearer. Yeah, this is a shorter version, but this should give them an understanding of what I mean. I mean like this, right? Press Shift Enter to give it a break line, and then I'm gonna explain to him. Right now, I am practicing using the DevTools, right? Later, I will use scripts. Got it. You want to directly query the DOM inside the DevTools to see if the elements with those classes are actually rendering on the page. Since you are testing multiple elements at once, you can print them all at once, right? Using console log with labels, or throw them into an object or table so they log cleanly and organized. Here are a few ways to do it right now in your console. Option 1, clean labels. Highly recommended. This logs each element next to its class name so you know exactly what you're looking at. Great. So let's do that one. So it's basically gonna console log the body. It's gonna go to the global document, right? To the root document, global document, and it's gonna get the body, and it's gonna log it. Yeah, but it's only, yeah, but I want you to check these. I want to check for these files, folders. Let me see what it says. I hope he doesn't do script again. Okay. Check if the elements exist in the DOM. Run this to see if your HTML markup for those layout sections is rendering. Great. So okay, so let's see if he's doing it. Okay, let's just run this and see what happens. Let's see if we learn something here. Let me press enter, control V, and then enter. Okay, so announcement bar is no, obviously. The header and the nav is there, great. And the heroes is there. Now let me look at the file structure from here, because let's go to our editor, code editor, and let's look at the files one by one. Again, this is where it crashes whenever I do this over here. So you know what? Okay, let's just look at it. I don't want to hear that the system sound. That makes that sound, it's meaning that that OBS crashed. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. All right. source has, okay, so abstracts. Okay, so let's go to abstracts. Source, right here, abstracts. And we looking for variables. So variables is definitely there. It's over here and it's empty, right? And then we're gonna go to base. Base has two, reset and global. Well, reset and global, great. And then components. Components has one that we're looking for, buttons, right? And then layout has announcement, header, and hero. Okay, so layout has announcement, header, and hero. Announcements, header, and hero. Great. So based on what we okay, styles.css. And obviously style.css is here. And it looks like they're in the correct place. This is the parent folder. This is the child. This is the siblings. And this is the parent folder SAS. All right. And within the source, we have the style, right? So if you close this, everything it folds, right? Closes. So including the style CSS. So they're all in the right location. Let me look at my over here. Okay, so in the header, yeah, this is not, I can't check folders like this. So this is why it was giving me the scripts. So there's obviously no point for me to, okay, yeah, my AC's flared up. I used to stop. It's all the way. Do this. There you go. That's where I wanted to stay. Okay, that's good. All right, guys. So I'm back. Okay, so that's why it was giving me the scripts because it's supposed to check for folders, right? Something like that. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go too crazy, but yeah, that's why it was giving me the scripts. It was gonna check for all this stuff. I could have easily just went done the dir, you know, and it would give me all this. Let's just let me control C and then just write dir, dir, enter, and there you go. And I can see all my folders and all that good stuff, right? However, I can't look, well, I can't look into this folder unless if I write another command. And I'm not gonna go into that right now. I'm not interested. So if you guys want me to work on that, then you can always put it in the comment below, but that's not gonna be the main point right now. So we verified they all exist. That's great. So let's go put this in the variable.css. So we're gonna put the global variables. In this case, there's a specific term for that. They're variables, basically, global variables, right? So we're gonna copy it and we're gonna put it in a SAS, okay? And then in the variables, here, okay, great. So there we go. Again, these are all global variables that we could use throughout the whole module, throughout the whole application website, right? All we need to do is just use column, and we're gonna see how that works in the future as we move along, right? And again, these are colors, and this is global variables, and this is for the text. This is most likely for like anything, most likely for our icons and stuff like that. And then we got the front heading, we got camera, Garamond, Serif. This is a fallback. If this one is not located, then it uses Serif, sans serif. And I believe this is the one without the wings or the legs. Okay, so this is front body. Again, this is the fallback. This is the default. That's the default right here, which is Montserrat. Font script, and then content width and page gutter and transitions. Okay, great. So let's move on. So we're gonna put this in the style CSS. This is our main styles. That's SAS. So we're gonna copy this and we're going to import or use these different files, right? Because that's what they are. They're files, they're not folders. And variables is one of them. We're going to go into style CSS. We're going to go ahead and copy this, Control O, Control V, and there we go. Great. The footer is not there for some reason. Again, guys, you can look at this. We can look at this. We go to layouts, let's say, and we'll find announcements. Announcements is the same thing. I'm very sure that there's the names are the names do are spelled correctly, so that we shouldn't have a problem there. As we can see, it's very you could see it by looking, eyes view. So let's move on. The next coding milestone is the next file should be the complete index.html from the announcement bar, the navigation and hero. So we should not build the profession icon section yet. First, we need the top of the page to match this exact structure, right? So it's the go announcement bar, the transparent navigation over hero, left hero text, right hallway image, large center brand logo, gold and interest list button. After that, matches the markup, the icon section will be the next section immediately underneath it. Okay. Okay, let's build an index HTML. Okay, let's do it. I just say let's do it. Okay, so let's build. He's talking about the structure. Obviously, it's HTML. Okay, let's work on the index.html, which is the structure. So let's do that. Hopefully, it's not sluggish. It's not sluggish like before. My OBS hasn't crashed because I disabled the main one that was crashing, which was the source record plugin, I believe. And then I got rid of OBS background, which is useless. Use this as the complete, yeah. It's still acting up, but don't lose your confidence, right? I don't know why this keeps happening. Yeah. Let me exit this page. And then I'm gonna have to stop using this guy. I think they're like, he doesn't like him. They don't like each other, maybe. That's kind of weird. All right, so let's see what's going on here. So again, I have to restart him for him to respond to my prompts now. Okay, let's work on the index.html. So use this as the complete starting version of your root. Yeah, that's where it's located, as you can see. Index.html. Let's go ahead and close these. Uh-oh. Over here, let's click here. Let's just start closing. So the index is in the root, as you can see. All right. It's in here in the root folder, which is Don Divas, okay? And that's where it's pointing to, Don Divas. All right. Oh, it's minimized. I mean, it's yeah, it's not capitalized. All right. Keep using that word capitalize. Hmm. Uppercase, lowercase. This is lowercase. I keep interchanging capitalize for both lowercase and uppercase. Yeah. All right. So it includes only the section we currently building, right? So announcement bar, header, navigation, hero section, right? Once again, we're going to change the HTML. Okay, so this is within the body because everything else is just well, no, it's not. It's the whole wow, it's the whole HTML. Finally, he did his job. Whoopee. Clap it up, people. Clap it up. ChatGPT decided to do his job. Usually he just gives me the body, what's within the body. But this time it looks like he gave me everything. So let's go ahead and copy this. And obviously he probably changed everything. Let's close the terminal. Let's go to the HTML. We're gonna go ahead and control all. Then let's make sure that it's similar. Uh, let's look through it really quick. This is the navigation links. Okay, sweet. About amenities, right? And then we have the button, right? All right. I'm confident that he did an amazing job, as he should. And then we got the temporary section anchors, all right? Hmm. Let me look at my image once more. I gotta open Explorer and go to my let me see if it's in here. Let me go in here. Oh no, it's actually this one. There it is. Yep. So let me look at my mockup, right? So basically the sections are professionals, about, and suites. Professionals, about, and suites. Yep. And after suites, we have amenities. Right. Suites. Luxury suites are your business belongs here. Don's Divas, white shoes, amenities, those other amenities. Okay. All right. Let's go. Okay, so again, we're gonna copy it and replace everything in the HTML. Press Control Alt, Control V. Here we go. Control S. Now, Prettier does his thing and makes sure that everything looks nice and pretty and formatted. Great. Yeah, we got the doc type. This is just a preprocessor instruction. It's not a tag nor element. It's a declaration. We're declaring an HTML5 like that. We don't have Kirk modes. It's gonna be English. It's basically just telling the browser, hey, make sure this is English for people with necessities, disabilities. All right. This is the head tag. This is where we put the character set. Um, basically, when you type, um, it knows what letters you're typing because of the character set. This is for the phones, so we could use specific rules to make sure that it looks good in your phone if it's a Samsung or iPhone. All right, and this is just the description. This is metadata. Metadata. This is the metadata is data about data. So your name is the data, and your actual name is also data. something like that. Yeah, it's not that difficult. So now the title, this is what we're gonna see right here at the top of your, let's see, control backtick so I can show you. Run that. No, it's npm. There you go. Left click. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Huh, look at that. We got the logo up. Great. So this is Don Diva's Executive Suite, and this is what we're seeing right here. Don Diva's Executive Suite, the title. Okay. It's only, this is for the tab. This is the tab. All right. And then we have the body. Of course, this is where our content lives. And then we have the attributes. This is the site header element. The site header element. Announcements, announcement inner. This is we're using BEM, which is block element modifier. This is the block element. This is a constructive hook, I believe it's called. Let me see. These two are, I don't know, they're not getting along. All right, let me paste this. Is this a constructive hook? No. Uh-oh. It's not a hook in the JavaScript sense, but because you are checking for a browser dev tool console, he's back in the, no. Instead, inside the browser console, you check for HTML elements that Sass styles are meant to target. Selecting div class is the perfect way to test if you know. I'm not talking about testing anything. Change the subject. I am talking about hooks. Ah, yes. You mean JavaScript hooks like WordPress hook or React and all that good stuff, right? My mistake. I was stuck thinking about, selectors since we were looking at the markup. Yes, in software development, hook is a specific place in code where you can hook in your own custom logic to run a precise moment. If we are talking about the standard front-end JavaScript environment, no diff itself just a static HTML element. However, if you add a data attribute to it, like, okay, or if a framework targets that class name to mount a component or trigger an event, then it behaves as a hook for your JavaScript. So yeah, so there is a terminology close to what I said constructive for. I don't think it's constructive though. I am looking for the terminology for a block element wrapper. Oh, this is a lot. Wrapper hook class. I'm thinking it's a constructive hook term. So yeah, this is yeah. The term you're looking for is a structural hook, a layout hook. Yeah, it's probably not that one. While constructive makes sense intuitively because you are constructing a section, the industry standard front-end terminology splits hooks into three primary categories depending on their exact job. So structural JavaScript, functional hook, and mythology, block element. Yeah. The wrapper hook, yeah. It's a structural hook for SaaS architecture. It's the block wrapper in our BDM naming convention. So, I could create I use one of my triggers to figure this out. That's lengthy, and I already know what I already understand the concept. So if you guys have any questions, you can always, or you want me to build the video based on this, you can always watch my previous videos also. So let's keep it moving. All right. Again, this is the block element. This is the child elements. And this is the modifier. Navigation. This is for aerial label. This is for assistive attribute. It's an assistive for assistive technology. Div class navigation inner, navigation logo. Okay, again, assistive. We got the image. And now we have an unordered list with all the menus. All right, guys. So I think we went over this. Is just a lot more syntax, a lot more elements involved. This is the button. It has a class navigation toggle, type button, aerial label, aerial expanded, and aerial control. All right. We got the div class here. Navigation. Oh, this is for the mobile. Okay. There's a hamburger. Navigation mobile menu. Navigation. Okay. Mobile navigation is hidden at the moment. Call to action. We got the hero. All right. This is the wrapper class. This is the content. This is the eyebrow, which says luxury salon suites. And if we look at it over here, the eyebrow should be right here. Luxury. Yep, this is the eyebrow. All right. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. I'll break this down in details in another video. We just want to make it work for now. Temporary section anchors. Okay. Where? So now we're going to import the asset, right? Paths, right? This HTML expects these exact files. So we're going to go ahead and the logo is currently used twice, right? Header logo and larger hero logo, okay? So this is intentional because the mockup repeats the branding in both places. Why the hero background is not an image? Okay, the hero includes this attribute, hero background, right? We will assign the hallway image in the hero SAS. Okay. That gives us a precise control over image position, image scale, dark gradient, overlay, cropping, responsive behavior. Do not add the professional icons yet. The empty icon section at the bottom are temporary. They ensure every navigation link has a valid target while we build the page section by section. Our next file should be the reset that says. Then we will create the global layout foundation before styling the announcement bar. So let me see, where's this? Control copy. Or I could use the inspect tools, right? But let's first see if we can find it like this. Control find, Control V. Yep, here it is. How many times? Just once. So in Hero Fast, let's see. Control P, Hero. Yep, this is it, right? We're gonna add this eventually. So let's see. Control copy, Control V. Okay, but it's not within a rule. So wait a minute. Let me see what's going on here. It's not within a rule, so that's not correct. So let me just press Control Z. See, okay, good. Let's say, all right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next. Again, guys, this is a hefty HTML. So I would love to go through it line by line, but it would take me another 7 hours. Even though I went through it the best I can and as fast as I can, but something's pushing me to go through this line by line and use my triggers, but maybe that's not necessary at the moment. These are all BEM. It's a BEM system that we're using here. It's a block element modifier. Again, this is the class wrapper, right? And then this is another class wrapper. But this is the one, this is more like the BEM system, I think. But let's keep it moving, guys. This is a huge application that we're building at the moment. For being novice coders, this is good. All right. The empty anchor section at the bottom are temporary. They ensure every navigation link has a valid target while we build the page section by section. Here we go. Our next file should be, okay, let's work on the reset. That's perfect. Before we build an announcement bar or hero, we need a solid CSS foundation. The reset should be modern, lightweight, and intentional. It should only remove browser inconsistency, not styles, not style site. We'll also keep our rule, one file at a time. Great, that sounds perfect to me. So we're gonna go ahead and enter this. And this is the reset. This is the reset. These are the rules to reset the browser default properties. Yeah, it's a lot of rules. And this is the universal selector. We're gonna before and after box sizing. This is to make sure that it has border and margin, so it doesn't look, so quirk modes doesn't kick in, right? And then we take off the margin and the padding. Let me see what he tells me about this. Make sure we get it right. Explain. I could have given my answer, see if I got it right. By default, browser calculates the total size of an element using a settings called contents box under the default setting. If you give a box a width of 300 pixels, but then 20 pixels of padding and a 5 pixel border, the browser adds them all together. The total width is 300 pixels, content plus 40, padding plus all that good stuff equals 350. This makes layout math incredibly frustrating because your element consistently end up wider than you intended, breaking your grid and pushing elements to the next line. So what box size and border box changes? When you apply box size and border box, you are telling the browser the width as specifies the absolute total width of the box, period. So if you set an element to 300 pixels wide with the border box, the total width stays exactly 300 pixels. Great. So that's what that means. So the browser automatically squishes the inner contents area down to make room for your padding and border. So this is the border. This is the padding that's within the container, and this is the content area. And this is total width. All right. So why is it in your reset file? Because Borderbox makes sizing elements predictable. Almost every modern web project applies it globally at the very top of their CSS. Reset using the universal selector. This guarantees that if you tell a card a button or a layout column to be 50% width, it will occupy exactly 50% of the container, no matter how much internal padding or border thickness you add to it later. Okay. So that's what it is. It doesn't add that extra, those extra property values, default property values from the browser. Okay, guys. So this is the HTML root element. The scroll behavior is smooth. Is this getting it from the package library? Smooth scroll. So are we using smooth scroll plugin slash package for this property? Let's see. No, you aren't using an external plugin or JavaScript package for this. Take a look at your reset, right? This is a native CSS property. Modern browsers handle smooth transition automatically when a user clicks an anchor. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Anchor plugin, I think it's called. If we search for it, wait, let me just ask them. Let me search for it. Anchor plugin, npm, no package, right? I think this is it. The term can refer to several different popular npm packages depending on your development stack. Yeah, I have to look for it. I have it in my uh, bundled with smooth scroll. For smooth anchor scrolling in vanilla JavaScript, the smooth scroll npm package is the industry standard. Yeah, so let me see. npm install smooth scroll. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we'll look into this in the near future. I know that it comes with a specific plugin. It doesn't. The one that I have comes with a specific plugin. Um, You know what? I'm gonna look for it right now, so you guys can see what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and open another VS Code, new window, and I'm gonna open one of the projects that I've been working on. Let's click more, and I believe it's definitely in this one. So let me look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and maximize and look for in here smooth scroll. Let me maximize this. Let me see if I can find Anchor plugin. Plug in. Let me just open one of these and see what happens. No. Same it. Distribution, no. Anchor plugin, right? So okay, here it is. This is what I was talking about. So it's called Anchor plugin, and then it stands scroll bar plugin. So let me copy this and see if we can find it. All right, control copy. And let's look for it here. Control V. Plug in. Enter. But let's see this one now. This is the one that creates the smooth scrolling. Smooth scrolling. This is very advanced compared to the classical one that we're using right now. So let me see. Let me put in here npm. There you go. Yeah, depends heavily on your. Oh. All right, guys. I'm not gonna go in circles. We'll get back to this when I'm ready to install it. Right now, this is not the time. But I'll definitely come back to this and we will install it, and then I'm gonna show you how it works, the ins and outs. I've used it before. Right now it's not the time. So let me go back and put this in Explorer. I'm gonna close this. I don't need it now. I close this window and go back over here. And again, we were just looking through prevents font scaling on mobile. And this one, box sizing, removes the full spacing, smooth scrolling. This is for the body, minimum height, 100 viewport height. Eventually, we're going to use 100 SVH, small viewport height. And there's definitely a reason for that. And as far as I remember, it's to keep it from bleeding, from the contents bleeding into the browser, something like that. But we're not going to go too deep into that right now. But let me see if I know there is another version. I'm gonna put the S in here. Is a small viewport height to keep the content slash window, no, content from bleeding into the viewport. Let me see what he says. I've been getting Wrong. Okay, great. Finally, I got one right. You're exactly on the right track. The problem you're describing is a classical mobile web pain point. When you use 100 report height on mobile devices like Safari, iOS, or Chrome on Android, the browser dynamic address bar and navigate. Okay, the address bar. Yeah, and navigation tools slide in and out. The browser calculates 100 report height, the minimum possible height, excluding those bars. Yeah, the navigation bar and the address bar, it excludes it. And then you got there you go. You got a black band or a black gap in between your hero and the next section. That's what happens. So the browser calculates 100 viewport height as the minimum possible height, excluding those bars, meaning your content frequently bleeds or gets cut off behind the bottom navigation panel. To fix this, modern CSS introduces large, small, and dynamic viewport units. The modern viewport variant here is exactly how they break down and how they keep contents from bleeding. 100 SVH, small viewport height. This matches the viewport height when the browser address bar and user interface are fully expanded, taking up the most space. Using minimum height, right, guarantees that your content will never bleed behind mobile browser bars because it assumes the worst case scenario for available screen space. Why does my VS Code look so tiny? I mean, my OBS. It looks good. Okay, so 101 is large. Oh no, 100 large viewport height. This matches the viewport height when the browser UI bars are fully collapsed, hidden, right? This behaves almost identical to the old viewport height. 100. This is dynamic. So this is for the browsers that have that option. This is smart unit that automatically scales in real time as the user scrolls and the address bar changes size. So which one should you use for your project? For a global reset file like the one you are setting up for Don Divas, the best practice is to use 100 dynamic viewport height or 100 SVH. So in your base reset minimum height, as of right now, I'm not sure if we're going to use it. If you want a perfect safe fallback for older browsers that might not recognize the newer units, you can stack them in your CSS like this. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in memory, and if we need it, we're gonna use it. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and copy this and put this in our reset since we went over all the key points. Let me just finish reading the rest just in case. Why isn't this going up and down? Here it is. We left off at here. So these are images, and this is basically grabbing the images, the pictures, the SVGs, the comments, and videos, and it's giving a display property of block and a max width of 100%. And we have the form elements. Right, so we got input button, test area select, and we're gonna give it a font, and we're gonna inherit it from the global font or from its parent or the root element. Buttons, we're gonna have a cursor pointer, border none, background. This is the reset. We could change it in. We could make these. We can override this based on specificity. We can override it in the style.css, which is this one. Go to our styles.css, our reset, which is Control Shift P. Oh, Control Shift P, reset. Nope, that's not how you find it. It's Control P, reset. Let's open it. And let me copy all this here. All right. Base, reset, copy. Right? Paste this in here. So this is our reset.sas, and it's just to reset the browser default values or property values, but we can override them based on specificity in the styles.css. But yeah, we can. We'll get back this. We'll get back to this later. Let me look at my JavaScript. This is the main, yeah. And this is the navigation, nothing in there. There's no export yet. All right, guys, we'll keep it moving, and I'll show you later, as we move along. All right, what I mean. But as of right now, all we need to, the takeaway is that based on specificity, whatever we put in the global reset, the reset SAS, we can override it in here. Okay, that's it. Great. So as we were saying, now we're gonna look at form elements. We looked at that. It inherits polymorphism. This Java. Buttons, inheritance, and yep, transparent, none, and pointer. Okay, so the list, the unordered list and ordered list has a list style of none. The links is the anchor links are going to be text decoration none, no underline, and the color is going to be inherited. The tables are going to be border collapse and border spacing collapse. Okay, so they're not going to be open, something like that, right? Again, if you have a question, you ask. That's how you learn. It means the tables, I mean, that's what the word means, are going to be closed by default. No, border collapse doesn't mean it actually has to do entirely with how the lines, borders around your table cells look. By default, HTML tables have a tiny gap between the border of each cell. This is called all separate mode, and it can make tables look a bit messy because you see double lines everywhere. When you apply border collapse, you are telling the browser merge adjacent cell borders into a single clean line. Okay. So plain text. Each cell keeps its own independent border, leaving a small gap between them. This is separate. Collapse? Oh, okay, yeah. So this is the old way. This is the old way. What is it called? That program again? That I haven't used in years. That we all haven't used in Excel. Yeah, if you see it, you're not gonna like it. It's ugly. All right, so since your reset file aims to clear out annoying browser defaults, adding this ensures that if you ever build a table later in your project, it will look sharp and predictable from the start without anywhere gaps. All right, and this is text overflow, break word. All right, guys, I think we're good. Text area unhidden. Let's move to the next section, why each section exists. Instead of just copying a reset, I want you to understand why it's there. Oh boy, I just explained it. So let's go through it again. Universal box sizing. Without this, width, content plus padding plus border. Without this, width is going to be equal to this. It's going to be equal to all this when you add it up. With it, width equals everything. So almost every professional project uses this because sizing becomes predictable. Okay, so remove margin. Browser gives elements default spacing, right? So for example, this H1 heading Chrome adds a margin automatically. We don't want that. We control every margin ourselves. That's why we gave it 0. So yeah, that. Okay. All right. So images, we have images display block 100%. This prevents mysterious white space under images, overflowing images, responsive issues. Great. So display block. Is this based on row? No, this is a big no. This playback doesn't work based on rows. It actually stacks vertically like a column by default. When you apply display block to an element like your profession icon images, you are telling the browser two main things. It takes up the full width available. Yeah, okay. A block, right? Just like just like a div. A block element will automatically stretch to fill 100% of the width of its present container. Even if you manually make the element narrow, like setting your icon to width 54 pixels, it still claims the entire horizontal space. Okay, so it forces a new line, right? So they stack together. That's it. There you go. That's what happens. If you want a row layout, if you go to the line your icons or layout elements side by side horizontal row, display block won't do it on its own. You'll want to look at modern layout properties on the parent wrapper instead. Yep, display flex by default, making a parent container. A flex box turns in children into a clean row automatically. So, and then, yeah, so what happens is that the container becomes a row container. So what that means is it's very simple. It contains rows. So instead of the row taking 100% of the width, it can contain rows. It's only one row. But if you make a display flex, it contains rows, right? Okay, so we'll keep talking about that as we move along. If applied to the element themselves, it lets them keep their block feature like custom widths and heights, but allows them to sit side by side on the same line of their room. So that's what I was talking about. All right, guys, let's keep moving. Mysterious white space under images, right? Overflowing images and responsive issues. Okay. So form elements, browsers all style buttons differently. Means buttons automatically use our typography. Okay, great. So links. Without this, Chrome adds underline blue and purple. No, we don't want that. That's like 1950s. Okay, so later our mobile menu uses div hidden. This guarantees it actually disappears. Okay, great. Yeah, that's when the hamburger menu kicks in when you open the site in a mobile device, such as your phone and also your tablet. So notice what is not here. No color, no fonts, no container, no spacing, no layout. Those belong elsewhere. So file responsibility. From now on, every file has one responsibility. Okay, only resets, nothing else. So after this, we build the global.size. So this is where we define body, background, default text color, typography, containers, section spacing, main layout rules. I thought we worked on that. Oh no, variables. Hmm. Okay, let's take a look at it and do a little small comparison. It's nothing in there, but variables does have something. So let's go ahead and move on and see what happens. That file is what will make the page start looking like the mockup. Once it's finished, we'll move directly into styling the announcement bar and navigation. So, okay, let's build the underscore global dot size. And my freeze again. This is serious, but I did get rid of that source record plugin, so it should work better. Or it's using its memory. That's why it's lagging. It's a lot. That's why I got the plus edition. You know, that's why I'm paying for this money. Paying for this service. It shouldn't be yeah, there it is. Crashed again. Oh, look at that. It's doing something. Oh, I got 2 views. How nice. Let's see. Finally, 2 people. They've been on for an hour? Oh, where are they? Follow. I still don't see where they are. They crashed again. I still don't see where they are located. Oh, look. It's back to life. Okay, so we're going to go to global.css and we're going to create this file. Before we create this file, we're going to go ahead and import the variables. Okay. We're going to use the variables on file, which is in our abstracts. So global site-wide default shared by every section. Why I don't have comments in my variable size? All right. Let me give it some comments. Check this out. Hopefully he kicks in. Control. All right. Okay. There you go. Define colors. There you go. Font layouts and transition variables for consistent use throughout the project. It's almost the same thing. And it's SAS also, so I don't know why it doesn't. Okay, let's see how this works. All right, guys. So again, this is the root element. It's going to have the color black, and it's getting it from variables, and the color black is this color. Right. The body is going to have a min width of 320 pixels. Okay, the background's color black. The color of the text is white. The font family is font body, and font body is this one. Okay. So it's using the global variables from the variable files. Okay. The font size is 1 rem. This is basically based, rem is based on the root element. And it's supposed to be in the base or the styles.css. Where's the base? Global, okay, so this is what, let me see styles. No, variables. Yeah, it's gonna use the default, which is 8 pixels and the 16 or 8 pixels from the browser. We gotta multiply that, so it's gonna be 8 or 16 pixels times 2, I believe. Font line. Let me see. I don't want to guess. This is practical purposes. This is the root element times 2 I'm not really doing much work right. No, not quite. One rem is based on the root element, right? But it does not automatically multiply by 2. Here's exactly how rem calculation works. Rem stands for root element. It is a relative unit directly tied to the font size of HTML tag. By default, almost all modern browsers set the root font size to 16 pixels. Therefore, root element equals exactly 16 pixels times 1 times the roof size. Exactly. So 16 times, let's say 8 times 1. So that it will be 32. So basically 16, yeah, that. If you want root element times 2, I'm not doing all that. All right, so let's keep it moving, guys. And the font weight is 400. That's like the thickness, line height, overflow, text rendering. Okay. The main is going to be display block. They're going to take the whole width, 100% of the width. That's the main. Selection, background, color gold. All right. Share with wrapper. Container width, minimum 100. Okay. Content width, margin, inline. All right, guys. All this good stuff. Let's go ahead and copy it. I'll go line by line one of these days. This ain't it. Oh, what happened? I'll look through all this code just to learn it. Okay, so I copied it. It's going into the global.css. Goes in here. Control V. Control save. This is the media rules. Preferred reduce motion. Scroll behavior auto. Media width 640 pixels container. Okay, content width. Well, this is mobile. This is tablet. So we can go through this later, though I really don't enjoy explaining the media rules because they can be quite mind-boggling a little bit. But it's definitely something you should know. So we'll go over it later. We could do that with the dev tools. Okay, so let's move on. So now let's see what he says here. One important detail: your HTML currently uses classes such as announce inner, navigation inner, and hero inner. Those are section specific wrappers, so we will size them inside the respective size file rather than automatically applying container everywhere. This gives us finer control when matching the mockup. Also confirm the variable size contains the exact variable names. Okay, so let's look at our variable. Make sure that these names are included. Yep. War. Yep. Gold, color gold, color gold, color gold, color gold, light, dark, all that good stuff. We got black, we got soft, we have content width. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So next is announcement.css. Okay, let's go to, okay, let's populate. I think I need a break. I still have 2 viewers. I wish I knew where these 2 viewers are located. Let me ask him. Why does my Twitch status say panel in OBS says I have 2 viewers? This is a rookie question. I don't know. I don't use Twitch. But I don't see them. I have 4 followers. Seeing a viewer count of 2 while you chat looks completely dead and dead is one of the most common experiences. There are too many reasons why this is happening. You are likely one of those viewers. If you have your own stream open in the browser, right, lurkers. A massive portion of Twitch consists of lurkers. These are real people who have your stream open in the background tab or on a second monitor while they work, study, or play games, or watching on a mobile device, TV apps, or not logged into Twitch account at all. Anonymous viewers still count towards your total view numbers, but they can't type in the chat. Oh, it's because they're crucial distinction: viewers versus users in chat. Twitch calculates these two metrics completely different. Viewers count the numbers in your OBS panel. This tracks active video connection. If someone is loading your video stream, they are a viewer, whether they are logged in or not. Users in chat. This list the icon inside your chat. This is a list of logged in Twitch accounts connected to your chat room. This will often include automated chat bots. The takeaway: bots will sit in your chat list but won't increase your view count because they aren't watching the video. Conversely, real people can watch your video stream and increase your view count without ever appearing in your chat list if they are logged on. Don't let the signing counter throw you off. Keep talking and practicing your commentary as if that chat is moving at lightning speed. Yeah. Thank you for the compliment, I guess. So we're gonna go into announcement and we're gonna add the styles for the announcement SAS, right? This is for the announcement header. So announcement is gonna have a position relative C index of 20 that brings it to the front. The background is gonna be it's gonna have a linear gradient, it's gonna have a color that smooths through a few different colors. It's going to be a gradient color, so it's going to be black. The text announcement linear. It's going to have a width of min and all that good stuff. Minimum height 64, margin inline, display flex. It's going to have it's going to align the item center, justify content, space between. They're going to have a space in between with a 2 rem gap. Announcement message, display flex center, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and copy this. I'm not going to go through each line or each property. It's a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy this right here. It's going to go announcement, Control P, and announcement. Here we are. Go, Control save. So now let's see. What's next? So this gives us the markup gold gradient bar, left align message, and black wait list button. The next file is the header. So after the header, I'm gonna preview it. So let's go. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, this is excellent. Now we're building one of the most important files in the project, the file control, navigation logo, right? The logo, desktop, call to action button, mobile handler. We won't make it functional yet. Transparent positioning over the hero. So let's go ahead and copy this. I'm not going to go through each and every block of code or rule. The site header is position absolute, 64, height of the announcement bar, left 0 with 100%. C index, we're going to make sure it's on the front by 100%. Navigation width is 100%, background's transparent. Navigation inner. Something's telling me that this is the modifier. Or probably is the element. All right. I'm thinking in the BEM system, right? Structure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and copy this. This is a lot of code right now. And we're gonna put this in the header. Control P, header. Header.css, great. I'm gonna put this in here. Control save. I want to, oh, is it saved? Let me see. I think it, I don't think. Uh-oh. Navigation inner. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so what this creates, it creates the, compare it to your mockup, the transparent navigation logo on the left, menu perfectly centered, go active link, go to underline animation, goes call to action button, hamburger ready for mobile. I noticed one thing from your mockup. The logo isn't actually centered vertically inside the header. It's hanging down a little bit. Luxury websites do this intentionally because it makes the logo feel larger. So later we can add something like this. Okay. So let's run it. Control backtick. Drum roll. Control C. And then enter. Now, oh, now I have three. Open. Huh, not too shabby. Hmm. Hmm. Looks pretty good. I mean, considering that we just started this whole process. Look at that. Even the menu works. That's nice. Yeah, but this coming soon and all that. This is supposed to go at the top. Let me look at the original mock-up. So if we look at the mock-up here, yeah, this is supposed to be all the way at the top, but there's a layer here. So we'll fix that. That's because it's, if we look at the HTML, right? Let me see. Index.html. We close this, and we look at the announcement bar. The site header announcement and enter now accepting fundings, tenants. Let me see how many places we can find this. Control find. It's in 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So coming soon. Where's coming soon? Control find. Coming soon. Hero title. Why would it be on top? If it's in the main. How many places? 1 place. Luxury salon. Okay. Why is the main on top of the header? Yeah, I'm not gonna fix this now. I'm gonna let him do his magic. Alright, so what's next? Looking pretty good for now. Let me look at the fonts. Yeah, it looks like we were using the correct fonts. Yeah. Except, yeah, it's okay. Let me look at the fonts. Let me inspect the fonts. Oh. Compute. Box sizing, color, display, font family. Okay, so it's using Montserrat. Is it? I could use my guy here. Oh, the hamburgers here. It doesn't work yet. All right, let me close this. We'll inspect all this later. I don't think this is the time. Let's see what's next. Um, it's hanging down a little bit. All right, so next file. Now comes my favorite part. This is where the website will finally start looking like your screenshot. Oh, the hero. Okay. So full screen hallway image, dark overlay, left side text, large logo on the right, gold divider, join our latest list, and perfect spacing. Once hero is complete, you'll be able to open the page and immediately recognize the mark. From there, we start making small pixel level adjustments until the two are virtually indistinguishable. Okay. Okay. Let's start building hero.css. All right. Oh, my mask camera turned off, people. And it's because it's not charging. The phone is not charging, so I have to fix this. Phone turned off. Or okay. On camera stop. I don't know why I turned it on its own. Shouldn't have done that. Uh-oh. It crashed. Oh no, it didn't. My OBS is still working. I guess the I guess disabling the plugins worked. It hasn't crashed yet. Fingers crossed. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave it like this. All right. Let me move it a little bit more. Yeah. All right, guys. I'll be back. I need a break. It's been almost 2 hours. Is it done? Nope. Still in quirks mode. I'll be back. right, guys, I'm back. Let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do next. All right. Dr. Show. Wow. Okay. So before adding the hero styles, make one necessary correction in the header.size, right? We're going to change the site header from position absolute, top 64 pixels, to site header position absolute, the top is 0. Oh, the left is 0, the width is 100, and C index. Okay, so I believe this is where we're going to fix this portion right here. Oh, wow, that looks nice. I think the site header. This is what we're gonna fix. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna copy this, right? We're gonna go into the header.css and look for the site header. Control P. Oh, what did I just do? Oh. Control P. Header. Got success. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna look for this rule site header. I remember I was able to close these. Yeah, I could. So site header, navigation should be all the way at the top. There it is. So we're going to change it from this. Site header absolute 64. This announcement bar already occupies the first 64 pixels inside the header. Setting top to 64 moves the entire header down and leaves an unwanted gap. There you go. So let's copy this again. And we're going to change the site header. It doesn't have to index. Or it does. Control V. So now save it. And now if you look at it, there you go. Now it looks better. Great. Okay. So now in the hero section or the SAS file, we're going to create the hero. We're going to position relative, isolation, isolated, min height 920 pixels, overflow is hidden, backgrounds color black, the background images, position absolute, -3. We're going to put it in the back. And incent is 0. Incent is very important. Let me make sure we understand what this is. Explain. The property is a fantastic CSS shorthand that is used to stretch an element to perfectly fit its parent container. In your SAS file, you are seeing it applied to the hero background and hero overlay because it acts as a much cleaner, modern way of writing absolute positioning. What it replaces, right? Before Incense was widely supported, if you wanted an overlay or background image to cover an entire section, you had to manually reset all 4 corners like this. Position absolute, top 0, right 0, bottom 0, left 0. With inset 0, you get the exact same results in just one line. CSS position absolute insets says top and everything else 0. It's like the universal selector. Why it is used in your hero section? Looking at the screenshot of your code, you have because this pins all 4 edges of the hero background directly to the edges of the parent hero section. It guarantees that your whole way background images and dark overlays will perfectly stretch to cover 100% of the hero area, regardless of whether your user is viewing it on a massive desktop monitor or a tiny mobile screen. Great. So here we grab the hero image and we put it as a background image, or we take the background property and we change it to, or assign it the property value of that image. Background repeat, no repeat, background position, center, background size is cover, it's going to take up all the space, it's transform, scale is okay. So we have dark overlays, we got the hero overlay, position absolute, background, it's going to have a gradient background, subtool vignette, okay, main hero layout, inner, min height, okay, announcements, navigate, left content. Okay, guys, there's a lot of code. The hero call to action button. Okay, all right, this is good enough for me. Let me go back up here. Let's copy it and place it in the hero.css. Control, put it right here. Control V, Control save, and it's saved. So now what's next? Let's see. It's probably gonna give me some pointers here, hopefully. What is this? The current logo is a JPEG with a black background. Screen blending allows the black area to blend into the dark hallway while preserving the gold artwork. Okay. Let's see. Now these are the media rules. Yeah, it's the fun part. We'll go over this on its own video. That deserves its own video because it's a lot of information to grasp, and also the gradient probably could be a little, yeah. Um, it's not using the transform or any of that, or the key. There's another one that we use. Yeah, I should have left my other um project open so I could explain it better, but I'm not gonna jump into that right now. Key something. Do we have any of those here? Keyframes. Yeah, that's when movement comes into play. It makes it look like it's moving. Okay, so also confirm that this line is present in the style.css. Okay, so let's look at that. Style.css is over here. Make sure that this layout hero, yep, it's here. And after saving, run the npm. At this stage, the page should show the gold announcement bar, transparent navigation, hallway background, left side hero contents, and large logo on the right. The next step is visual comparison and adjustment rather than immediately moving to another section. Okay, great. So let's run it. Control backtick. We're gonna go ahead and stop the server. Control C. We're gonna run it, and here we go. We're gonna go ahead and left click it. And whoa. All right. Oh, this looks pretty. I mean, it's not perfect. Good job, ChatGPT. Good job. You deserve it. People, you're missing out. And I got 3 viewers. That looks amazing. If I click here, it'll just go down. If I click here, it goes down. These are the anchor tags that's doing that. And the ID, the hashtag, right? And you click on it, it goes to that specific section. Right now, the sections aren't available. And this black shouldn't be black. And the coming soon and the logo, they're kind of mixing in. I think so. It looks great. To Fordham Road, Bronx, New York. Looks great. It looks amazing. All right, so let's go. Let's exit the full screen. So now let's go back to ChatGPT. The next step is visual comparison and adjustment. Okay, let's jump in. Okay, let's jump in. Oh, guys, we've definitely done it this time. That's for sure. That is for sure. Let me ask them about YouTube. How do I check if any, if I have any YouTube viewers at the moment? To check if anyone is watching a YouTube stream or videos at this exact moment, you want to look at your real-time metrics. Here is how to find them depending on whether you are live streaming right now or checking your upload videos. If you are live streaming right now, if you are currently live, the most accurate real-time breakdown is on YouTube Live Control Room. Open your browser and go to your YouTube dashboard. Click the Go Live icon, top right-hand corner. Look at the top or side panel. This number tells you exactly how many people have your live video feed loaded. If you want to check your upload videos, okay. So I would have to go to my YouTube channel to check this out. Let me see. I don't need this open. Let me go to my channel first. No, I don't see this. Oh, there's nobody here. Oh, there's nobody here. Let me close this. All right, so okay, let's jump in. Great. To do a real visual comparison, I need a screenshot of your current browser results after running this. Okay. Capture the page at the same approximate viewport, the mockup. Okay. Then upload that screenshot here. I'll compare it against the reference and give you exact adjustments. Announcement bar, header, and all that good stuff. Use the browser full page viewport screenshot without cropping the website. Okay. So here we are. F11 and Control Alt print screen. Gotta X out. Go over here. Here you go. Here you are. Here you go. Now he's analyzing. I'm sure he's gonna agree with me. We're doing a very good job. Excellent. This is exactly what I needed, and I have some good news. You're much closer than you probably think. I say you're already about 75 to 80% of the way there for the hero section. Most of what's left is refinement rather than rebuilding. Here's my comparison. Things that look really good. Announcement bar proportions are close. The hero background image fits the luxury aesthetics. Navigation is centered properly. The left-right layout is correct. Overall color palette is on target. The hero CTA button is in the right location. So now let's compare it to the mockup. Priority one, the logo image. This is the biggest issue. Your logo is JPEG with a black background. In the mockup, the logo looks like it is floating over the hallway because it is a transparent background. Let me see. But when it's not in full screen, it looks even a little better. But this here needs to, but it looks way better like this. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, let's see. I don't think it's transparent though. Over the hallway because it has a transparent back. Right now, we see a large black rectangle. Exactly. In the mock-up, right, the logo looks like it's floating over the hallway because it has exactly. Right now, it has a black rectangle. So we need logo with transparency. This is the single biggest improvement we can make. Do not use JPEG, PNG, or SVG only. So priority to hero title takes almost the entire left side. Coming soon, yeah, that's a problem. The mockup is much smaller, so if we look at the mockup right here, much smaller, and it's transparent. The logos are transparent. Okay, and obviously the text is the fonts are not the same either. So I I'll reduce it about 25-30%. So he didn't ask me to change anything. This is the first time in this section that he asked me to change. So let's go ahead and change it. Priority 1, we're not making any changes. We need to make it transparent. Do not use JPEG logos. So, well, that's why it's not transparent because it's not PNG or SVG. That's why. Of course, JPEG. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and change it to this over here. So this is clamp. This is basically what it's saying is that a large viewport, we're going to use 5.8 RAM. At medium is 5, and at small is 3.4 RAM. So it's automatic, it's dynamic. So again, we're going to copy this. We're going to go to the hero title. And we're obviously talking about the same file that we were working on right here. Hero title. There it is. So let's change it. Control V, Control save. And let's see what happens now. Let's see, did it work? We lowered it, but I don't see the difference. And it's the correct. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving, then we'll figure it out as we go. This is probably the biggest visual difference after logo. Your heading font looks like, right? Cormorant Garamond. The mockup is closest, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or it did not style serif. The original mockup has much thicker strokes. We'll change the typography later. Okay, great. Priority 4, location text. So currently we have to Fordham Road, Bronx, New York. Is in a script font. The mockup uses uppercase serif text. So this should use the heading font, not the script font. Okay. So priority 5, hero logo size. Currently we have the large logo is too small. The mock-up logo occupies almost the entire right column. I'll increase it from roughly 560 pixels to 720. So priority 6, header logo. The header logo is too tall. So the hero logo is this one, and the header logo is this one. So we're talking about the header logo. It's too tall. That's why it's overlaying through the coming soon. In the mockup, it is much wider and shorter. So if you look at the mockup, right, smaller and shorter. So reduce it around 300 pixels or just its height once we have the transparent PNG. So priority 7, navigation spacing, navigation item needs a little more breathing room. Instead of gap 2.4, try it around 3 rems. And we're talking about the menu. So he's saying that it needs a little more breathing room. Okay. So priority 8, hero overlay. The left side is still a bit too dark. In the mockup, you can still see some of the hallway behind the text. We should lighten the left overlay by about 10% to 15%. Priority 9, hero bind. The bind is close, but the mockup has sharper corners, slightly taller height, more horizontal pattern. So the hero button, which is this one, I believe, or it's not this one, it's probably this one. Sharper corners, let's take a look. Yeah, sharper corners. Slightly taller height, more horizontal pattern. It's not talking about how it has color gold. And the mockup doesn't have color gold. Maybe that's the case. Let's see. I think this is the hero line. All right, let's keep moving. So priority 10, logo positioning. The hero logo should sit slightly lower. Would get much closer. So it should be lower. It will be much closer. My biggest recommendation before we tweak more CSS, the only thing that is fundamentally holding us back is the logo file. The black rectangle comes from using JPEG. If we replace it with transparent PNG or even better SVG, the page will immediately look much closer to the mockup. I can help with that. We can create the logo from your original image as a transparent version so it blends clearly into the hero. Once that's done, we can focus on pixel perfect spacing, compatibility, alignment. I think that's the highest impact improvement we can make before continuing with the rest of the homepage. Okay, let's do it. Let's convert it, the logo, to SVG. I don't know if I should give him the logo again. He's inspecting the logo for SVG conversion. Yeah, this camera is, I don't like the way it looks. Let me go to my camera real quick. I'm gonna change. I don't want to mess around with that right now. I lost my cursor on my second monitor. Oh, it's back. Great. So let me press here. All right. It's analyzing. Let me click here. I have to move mass camera. No, I don't. Still analyzing. Usually when this happens, when it takes a long time, restarting or refreshing the browser helps. And here we go. Great. I converted the logo. Nice. What? That's perfect. Into an SVG compatible transparent version and also created a transparent PNG fallback. That's perfect. So place the SVG here. Then update both logos references in the index from that to SVG. Also remove this from the hero branding image. You no longer need it because the black background has been removed. One clarification, this SVG preserves the original logo as a transparent embedded image. It's not fully hand traced vector. It fixes the black rectangle immediately and it's suitable for normal website display. Okay, so let's do it. So I'm gonna go, first I gotta download it. All right. Okay, great. So I'm gonna take it from here, control copy. It's still PNG though. It's not SVG. Why did he say he converted it to SVG when it's PNG? Oh, he has two of them. So I gotta click here. Um, Let me download it. Oh, okay. So we got both. All right. So again, let me open this. Control copy. And let me go to my Don Divas local. This is my local image folder or the Don Divas local folder. I'm gonna place it in here. And then I'm gonna take the other one, which is this one. I'm gonna copy it and place it in the local folder, Control V, and I'm gonna take both, copy it, and I'm gonna put it in the correct location. I'm gonna X this out. Okay, so I converted the logo into an SVG compatible transparent version and also created transparent PNG fallback. All right. So place the SVG here. Branding. I'm gonna go to branding. Okay, so let's go to branding, Control P, branding. Actually, I'm gonna physically go there, and it's in abstract. No, it's in source assets, images, branding. Now, first of all, I'm gonna do this from here. Oh, okay, I don't have it open, so let me just control uh Windows key and E opens the Explorer. So we're gonna go to our actual, let's go in here. Let's go to assets. And let's go to images and then branding. Then I'm gonna paste them in here. Great. There it goes. I think they both belong in there. Yeah, they both go in there. All right, so let's go over here to the HTML. We're gonna find this line of code. It's obviously on the logo, so let's go to HTML. Index.html. I don't need this open. I don't need this open. HTML. Here you are. Go to logo, control find logo. And we were looking for this. So now he wants me to replace both logo references in index.html. We're gonna change it to SVG to this. So control copy. This is going to be SVG. Assets, images, branding, assets, images, branding, SVG. And there we go. There you go. And the next one is control F. All right. And this is the next one. I'm gonna make the change here. And I believe that this is the hero. Okay. Let me control find. SVG. This is the navigation bar. This is the header. We have two. And this is the hero. Okay, so we save it. See what he says now. First of all, we need to take away some syntax here, a property. We need to delete this property. We need to go to the SAS and also remove this from the hero branding. Okay, hero SAS, control P, hero, right here. And we're looking for branding, control Y, branding, hero branding, right? Image. Oh, it's mix. Wait. Also remove this from hero and hero.sass and mix blend. Oh, this right. This has to go. This property has to go. Delete it. The current logo is JPEG with black background. Screen blending allows the black area to blend into the dark hallway while preserving the gold artwork. Okay, so delete. Control save. So now you're no longer needed because the okay. So one clarification: this SVG preserves this item in third. It's not fully. It fixes the black rectangle immediately, and it's suitable for normal website display. Okay, great. So now we're going to view it. Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let me give him a print screen. Man, this coming soon is way too big. And I think the label's a little big. If we look at our really small. Let me give it a print screen, Control Alt print screen. Control V. We might have to keep tweaking. I think we need to keep tweaking. I think we need to keep tweaking. I don't know why this is not okay. Here it is, tweaking. Let me put a question mark, press enter, see what he says. Yes, this is exactly the stage where we should be tweaking. We should not move on to the next section yet. I'd actually call this iteration one. And this is how professional front end teams work. Build the structure first and spend time making it pixel accurate. After comparing your latest build to the reference, here are the biggest differences in our impact. So this is the biggest issue now. Your header is using the full logo icon plus text. This one here. It's using this plus the Don Divas text. In a space that was designed for much wider horizontal logo. As a result, the logo is too tall. It overlaps the hero title. It pushes visual weight to the left. My recommendation for the header, we should use a horizontal version of the logo. That can be either the original horizontal logo, best, or a version we built by separating the icon and text. The larger hero logo can stay as the full stack logo. Okay, priority 2, hero logo. The larger hero logo is much closer now. However, it's about 10 to 15% larger. It's a little too low. The text underneath is too close to the bottom. I'll aim for this instead of the current size. He's not telling me to make changes now. Okay, so priority hero title. The title is still large. The markup. Okay, so now he tells me to try. This is an aim. This hmm, let's try this. Yeah, because he needs to see me making changes also. Let's go and find the hero title. Should be up here somewhere. Here it is, and he's saying let's use line height 92. So basically, we want this here. So copy to 92. Control V, and then the clamp is going to be smaller, I believe. Copy. And this is the hero title. Control V. Control save. The hero title. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, a little smaller. That's fine. And now let's make some changes to it. What was priority 1? All right. I'm gonna let him work priority 1. Hero logo. Again. The large hero logo is much closer now. However, it's about 15% larger. We're talking about the hero logo over here. So let's make it smaller. We're gonna go to the hero branding image. Control fine, branding image. And we're going to, let me take this off. I don't need this anymore. Control save. Oh, we're gonna have the width 620. And transform is gonna be 20 pixels at the white y-axis. So hero branding image. So I'll aim for width and transform instead of its current size. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that. I think I'm gonna keep filter because it's dealing with the brightness, contrast, and drop shadow. I'm gonna keep opacity. What I'm gonna change is the width, and I don't know if I should keep the height. Let's see. Control copy the width. Control V. Control save. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oof. Wow. That was amazing. And I'm gonna take this here, transform, copy, and then we're going to add it right under. See what happens. No, let me add it under here. Control V, Control save, and this is what this is gonna do. It's gonna transform it on the y-axis, which is from the bottom to the top, or from the top to the bottom. If this is vertical, it's gonna give it 20 pixels from the top. Oh, like I said, from the top. Amazing. Wow. This is incredible. This is good. Okay, so let's go. So priority 3, we did this already. And this was again for the, no, this is not the, yeah, for the hero title. Did we make changes to that? Yeah, we did. Yeah, I did make those changes. If I look at the hero title, control find, title, hero title, hero title. I didn't make changes to hero title. Didn't I make changes to something similar to this? Where was it? Let's see. Yeah, I thought I made changes to this. So again, this is the title's too large. The mockup leaves much more breathing room. So let's copy this, right? And we're gonna go to hero title, this one, and we're just gonna paste it. We're gonna save it. And we're gonna look at it now. So I don't see a difference. There's 2 of them though. Let's see what's the next one. Control find. Control find. There's 2 of them. But the last one is presidents. Which rule takes specificity? The first or the last? Let's see what he says. I believe it's the last one. Neither. CSS specificity is based on scoring system, not on whether a rule comes first or last. The browser calculates a score from every CSS select based on how specificity. Whichever select that has the highest score wins and applies its styles, completely ignoring where it is written in the file. Here are the hierarchy works from strongest to the weakest. Inline styles. Okay. IDs, classes, elements. All right. So the position of the rule only matters as a tiebreaker. If 2 selectors have the exact same specificity score, the last one written in the style sheet wins. This is called a cascade. Example: specificity wins. Position doesn't matter. Navigate link. Written first, but it has a higher score because if it's a class, written last, but has a lower score because it's an element. Results: the link will be white. The class wins because a class always always more specific than a plain element selector, even though the element selector came last. It's more specific. Example 2, the cascade wings. Yeah, because it's last. Okay, so, all right, great. So there's two of them. And they both have the same property values. Clamp and line height, 92. So if I look at the other one, clamp, yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah. Which one's further down? This one is at the top. This one is at the bottom. Okay. Oh, but this is for mobile version. Ooh, I should have changed that. Yeah, I shouldn't have changed that. So let me save it. This is mobile version. We don't want to make changes to this because we're not looking at mobile version at the moment. All right. Okay, let's go. Location text. Right now it looks handwritten. The mockup uses to Fordham Road, Bronx, New York, and a refined serif with uppercase letters. I would change it to this. That single change will make it feel much more like the reference. So let's copy this. And we're gonna go into the font family. The location text, Fordham. Control find Fordham. What happened to Oh no, it's not here. I gotta look for what is the name of this element or class? Let me look for the class. Index control find Fordham ham. Is there more of these? No, so it's the hero location. So we gotta look for location, control find location. Hero location. This is not the one we're looking for. We're looking for the actual laptop response, right? Not mobile responsive. So we need to make a change here, and it's going to be font family, texture, letters, and font. So font family. Let's do this line by line. So the font family. So copy. We're going to change this from script. Okay, and then the next one is the uppercase text transform. We don't have text transform, so we're gonna put it in here. Okay, Control V, Control Save. Great. Don't ever miss a semicolon. You don't want that. You miss a semicolon, one of these, and the whole site will break. Right. So we added this. Now the letter spacing. So copy. Letter spacing. We don't have letter spacing. Okay, let's add it right here. I'm add it right here at the bottom. Okay, control save. And now we're gonna add the font style is normal. It's not gonna be bold or nothing like that. So font style, we don't have font style. font weight. I'm gonna put it right here. Oh, okay. So let's save it. Let's see what's the difference. Again, this is hero location. Let's look at it now. All right. That looks amazing. It's looking so good right now. Unbelievable. Good job. Do I think that the header is a little too low? If we look at the mock-up, see? A little closer. I think this is way too much, but let's go step by step. Okay, so the header spacing, the menu is sitting a little too high. Lower the entire navigation by 8 pixels to 10. So let's do that. Navigation. And this is in the same, no, it's in the hero. Yeah, right here. Control find, navigation, not here, it's here. It's in 2 places. Why? Let me look at the navigation. Control find. There's 22 places. Oh my god. Navigation. Navigation inner. Where do I change this? Should be in the is in the header. It's in the header. Yep. So which one is it? Navigation menu. Here it is. The menu is sitting a little too high. Lower the entire navigation by 8 pixels. The entire. Not sure what this means. I think it's this one. Let me ask him what he means. Not sure what to do here. To lower the entire navigation by 8 to 10 pixels, you need to adjust the top property inside your source header right file. Right now, your site header, okay, is absolutely positioned to sit exactly at 64 pixels, which matches the initial height of your announcement bar. So, height of announcement bar. To fix it, to lower the menu down, increase the top value by adding 8 to 10 pixels. Change 64 to 72. Let me see. Site header. Control find. Site header. Is that 0? Is that 0? Let me add the 74 pixels. See what happens. Yeah, that's a problem. Absolutely not. Control C. Control save. Yeah, that's the way it should be. So why do you say that? Header spacing. The menu sits a little too high. Lower the entire navigation by 8 to 10 pixels. Okay. So basically, I just gotta put like 8 pixels in here. Let me put 8 pixels. Control save. Now, yeah. But now, what the? Hold on a second. This is weird. This tilted. What the? It's tilted. What is it? I don't know about that. That doesn't look right. If you look at the mock-up, right? No, it was perfect at 0. Okay. But that's not the header. That's the announcement. This is the nav menu. It's talking about the nav menu. Let's see. It's talking about the nav menu. It's talking about the menu, not the announcement bar. Let me give them a Control Alt print screen. You're right. My mistake. If the menu links themselves are sitting too high inside of now, we're changing the top property on the header, will just move the entire header down, including the logo and the call to action button, which might mess up your alignment with the background. To lower just the menu links by 8 to 10 pixels so they align perfectly with your logo. You want to adjust the navigation menu or the navigation link styles inside the header. Here are the two best ways to do it depending on how your code is structured. Use margin top. Locate the navigation menu in your header CSS file and add a top margin to push the row links down. So in the navigation menu, in the second option, adjust the vertical alignment. If you are using grid or flex, we're not using any of those. I don't think so. Let me try the first one, navigation menu. So let me go back, Control C. We don't want to zero where it was is fine. Control save. Let me make sure it worked. It's back to normal. Great. So it's sitting too high. So let's go to navigation menu. Inner. Let me just look for menu. Navigation menu. Okay. This one right here. Okay. Let's see. So it lowered it. I think it's too low. That's not correct. Priority 6, announcement bar. Announcement bar is close, but the text is a little too bold. The button is slightly too tall. Those are small refinements. Priority 7, hero button. Again, I didn't like what it did over here. I'm gonna revert this. I don't like this. Okay, that's fine. The gold button should feel heavier. I'll increase it to around height 60 pixels. Let me see. The hero button. Wow, this really, oof. This has a lot of properties, boy. Jesus. It's just the button. The, what the, as the width and content and height, as margin top padding, display, aligned item, justify content, guide border, black background, color. Wow. Sure there's no duplicates on here? So the height is going to be 60 pixels. Let's look for the height. Width, min height. I don't see heights. Padding inline. Let me give him this information because this is a lot. Let me copy this. Let me paste it and then shift enter. And control copy. Not sure what to do here. I am not sure what to do here. To make the go button feel heavy according to your priority list, you just need to swap out a few values inside your hero button selector block. Here are the specific updates to apply. Change min height 56 to height 60. That's what I thought. So we're gonna change it to height 60. Control copy. Control save, and then we'll change min height to 60 if you prefer to keep it flexible. I'm following instructions. Live and learn. Change the left right padding by switching padding to padding inline. Okay. This keeps the top button padding at your current 0.9 rem, but increases the side to 2.3 rems. Okay. Copy this. I'm going to change padding. Control V, Control save. And then 3, change the font size to font size and rem now. Okay. Control copy. Font size. Control V, Control save. Okay. Here is exactly what the update block should look like. All right. I think I got it. Updating these values will make the button physically larger and bolder, giving it the extra visual weight requested in your mockups. Then this is the hero button, and we're talking about, I believe, the one at the bottom. Let's see. F5. F5. Great. Why does this look weird? My recording, it doesn't look large. Huh. Let me see. Anyways, I think it has to do with the fact that this is taking all this space here. Why can I not move it down? Or can I actually maximize the view? No, I'm not doing that. Okay, so one of these will change. I believe it's this button over here. This is it. All right. Priority 8, hero copy. The copy means text. The body text is too bright. So we're going to change it to this color. Let me give them. Let me just look for body. Control find. And this is body. Body eyebrow. It's only one. Hero eyebrow. The body text. This is the body text, right? We're in hero? Yeah. Control all, control copy. Let me give them this control V. And then shift enter, enter. And then we're gonna ask them what am I supposed to do here? I'm not sure. Control V and enter. To fix brightness of the body copy based on your priority checklist, look for the hero copy. Oh, okay. That's what it's called. All right. Let's look for copy. Escape. Control find. COPY. Guys, I type very rough because it's the way I taught myself to type. I taught myself how to type. All right. Whatever it takes, right? So he will copy text, right? P is P paragraph. So this is what I gotta change over here. This control copy right here. Control V and save. I wonder if they're gonna accept this. Guys, I'm gonna stop it here and then come back because the last video, I'm not sure if it was uploaded because it was too long. So I gotta be careful. Let me ask them. How long is the limit in streaming videos or videos in general in YouTube? On YouTube videos and stream length depends heavily on whether you are looking at standard upload or live. General upload videos default. You can only upload videos up to 15 minutes. Verify accounts once you verified. The limit increases dramatically. You can upload videos up to 12 hours long or a maximum file of 20 to 50 gig, whichever comes first. Okay, live stream. The active YouTube actually allows you to stream 24 hours out without a hard coffee time. Your live broadcast can technically run for days or weeks straight. The archives, while you can stream forever, YouTube will only automatically save and archive your stream as a permanent video if it's under 12 hours. If you stream, there's a high risk that YouTube won't capture or archive the replay to your YouTube channel, meaning your viewers won't be able to I'll rewatch it later. Most professional marathons or charity streamers manually stop and restart the stream right before hitting the 12-hour mark to protect their footage. Yeah, let's stop right here and I'll be back, guys. All right. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in a few minutes.